Hi, my name is Funny Chella, and today I am going to demonstrate a small project in Microsoft Silverlight. Silverlight is a cross-browser, cross-platform plugin for delivering the next generation of .NET-based media experiences and RIAs. Now, my project is to be developed in Blend and Visual Studio. Let's open up Expression Blend. Expression Blend is a user interface design tool from Microsoft. What you can do is essentially create all your animations and designs in this. Let's create a new project and call it Silverlight Demo. Silverlight Demo and press OK. This is called a workspace. You have a toolbar over here from which you can drag and drop controls to make your application. For example, these are all the controls available in the project. So let's start by creating a simple website. For website, we need to have a few pages which can be created by using a canvas. We'll take the first canvas and give it some properties through the property editor. I'll prefer red for the first one. I'll create a new canvas. Let's give it a color of a blue color. I need to adjust it to the same size as the first one, which I can do it later. I'm going to create two more pages. The page 3, for which I'm going to give a color of green, and the final page, which I'm going to give a color of yellow. These are the 4 pages I'm going to have in my website. Now I'll change their properties. I have adjusted the canvas so that they are all in place. Now I need to name the properties of the canvas. Let this first one be blue canvas. The next one, where you can select the object, is the yellow canvas. The next one is the green canvas. And the final one is the red canvas. Now that you have named all your canvases, you can directly proceed to create buttons. This is a button. You can drag and drop buttons here, or you can create them here directly. Since I have 4 pages, I am creating 4 buttons. Yeah, these are the 4 buttons now. But they don't do anything yet. I need to implement functionality into them. That means I need to open and write code in Visual Studio. Edit externally in Visual Studio. Visual Studio is opening. Before we start coding, we need to give these buttons the names. So let's go back to Blend and give each of them a name. Let's call the first one red button. Enter. The next one is blue button. The next one is a green button. And the last one is the yellow button. Now the naming is done. So Ctrl S to save the project and open it in Visual Studio. Yes to all, and now start coding. I'm using C# here to start the code. I need to implement the click event for each of the buttons. So red button dot click. I'm writing the event handler here. What this basically needs to do is hide the remaining pages and show only the red page. So I have written some code for the 4 buttons. Now we'll try to debug the project. Debug, start without debugging. And it opens in a new browser. Silverlight must be installed in your browser, and it is. When I press the second button, for example, nothing changes. When I press the first button, it turns red. When I press the third button, it turns green, and when I press the fourth one it turns yellow. That means that my code behind logic is working perfectly. Now these are just plain old pages. If I need to add something like animations or interactivity, I can do those to these individual pages. Let's close this project and go back to Expression Blend. Yes. So let's add some elements to the canvas. Let's first take up a rectangle. Yes. And create a new storyboard. Let's name it Rect. This is the new storyboard, and you have a timeline recording is on. So you need to create keyframes over here. Press on that to create a new keyframe. After the desired amount of time, you create another keyframe and make changes to the rectangle what you want to do. For example, I could resize the rectangle and change its position over here. Now when I go back in the blend has done it for me. This is a great way for animation. Now let's go back to Visual Studio and edit the code. I've written the line of code which starts the animation. Now let's test it. There's your server starting in this site. There's the clip. When I press any of the other buttons, I don't see the animation. But when I press this, I see the animation moving. So this is a simple example of how dynamic Silverlight pages can be created.